Hi, it's Olivia, and Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse first and foremost has a map at the front and a second map at the back. I tend to have to put on my clown makeup because I'll forget with fantasy books that there's stuff at the end, like the glossary or a second map, so FYI. We follow characters all over this pre-Columbian, America's-inspired fantasy world in which we are literally counting on the days until convergence, which is this rare solar eclipse event. I was reading this very slowly for the first half because it was my designated bedtime book. I was only reading like at most a chapter a day until around the halfway mark where I started to really want to finish it up. It was really, things were getting moving around that point. Let's start with the first thing that I really liked, which was the first chapter. It had my interest and then I was like, whoa, oh my. It was just a really striking first chapter. And also that main character in the chapter, Serapio, I really do enjoy his character. And the next thing I really love is the crows in this world, the crow mythology and the connection especially between crows and the Carry On Crow clan and our main character and how he is able to connect with them. And there's also gigantic crows that you can fly on. I just thought that was really cool. I also thought this was a fun world to dive into. All of the different clans in the society and the cities are very vividly described and they seem like colorful, and the magic. I also really liked Ziala, which is one of our main characters, who is a sailor, and her connection with the ocean, and she is a mermaid. I also really appreciate the queer representation in this book because I feel like it is so normalized, like it's so casually written even within the language, and that's the kind of representation that I enjoy, the kind where characters are not defined by their identities, it's just something that exists in the world. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the relationship between two of our main characters. Chef's kiss. What I didn't like is I'm still thinking over the ending, but I do overall feel like it was kind of cut short, like the climax. It felt like we were in the middle of the climax and they said, you know what, we're gonna save this piece, so you have to get book 2, or I don't know. It felt a little bit like that. I was hoping for a little bit more answers towards the end. Also, like I said, I read the first half slow, but when I think about it, it's also because there are some portions of the book where there's not a whole lot of action happening, so maybe the pace isn't like the greatest. And also the character I really enjoyed, Ziala, I wanted to get to know more of her, but I feel like we didn't get that, and I feel like when I look back at it, her plotline and how it merges with the others, I feel like she still is the outsider, and I'm not really seeing like where she'll come into play with the bigger plot. Anyway, I'll probably leave a lengthy review on Goodreads. I enjoyed this. There's some flaws, but it was definitely a fun start, I think, to a trilogy. And yeah, I will see you in another video. Bye.